What is up, champion trucker, coming back at you with some terrible news. I mean, it's pretty bad out there. Trucking layoffs are crazy. I mean, they just laid off 300 and some JB Hunt truck drivers. I was like, oh, am I next? And then my boss called me and he said, hey, I need you in the office. Truck drivers don't go into the office? I'm like, you sure you need me in the office? Because, you know, I'm a truck driver. I'd rather be in the truck. He said, no, I need you in the office. I said, oh, and this is a thing. He told me a day in advance. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is a day in advance. It's over for me. It's quite over for me, I guess. Well, I had a nice run. I was sitting there in the truck, 4.5 hour drive, like trying to figure out, oh, maybe it was for that. I didn't mean to pick my nose in the camera. Did they see that? Did they see what I do at night? You know, so I get into the office. My boss is like, I need you to sign this paper right here. I'm like, dang, it's a let go form. It's a let go. It's a layoff. Never experienced. I only had one true layoff, and that's because my a company bought my company that I was working for, and I got like a severance package. That was nice. But no, my boss said, hey, I need you to sign this pay sheet. I don't know why you gotta do it, but they're just telling you that how much you get paid. And then I realized how much I got paid for miles. I was like, dang, I need to do a whole lot more miles, because man, I'm getting pretty good mileage right there. But anyway, so I signed the sheet of paper. He looks at me, and I'm sitting here writing the date. Like, I'm sitting here writing the date, trembling and everything like that, because he has no idea what I went through, right? Because I saw Asian Mai's video talking about how they laid off 300 drivers. I was like, dang. So I signed the piece of paper, and he's looking at me, and I said, it's May something. What year is it? And he looked at me. He was like, it's 2024. I was like, yeah, that's right. Okay, all right. He looks at me. He says, and you're doing the drug screening. I was like, oh, okay, that's why you acting weird. But I watched Big Ward, the genius. If you're unfamiliar with his channel, you know, I've covered him before when I was talking about truck drivers are broke, and this is probably part 3 in the series. But truck drivers are literally probably gonna go broke, and I hope that I'm not one of them, but I'm preparing myself in the happen chance that you know, I might get the boot. Trucking jobs have been getting laid off, and Big Boy the Genius talks about how he's seen less and less trucks, at least in Alabama, than he once did. He was trucking since I was born. You know, you got people that were in the truck. I'm sitting here like, I can't even conceive that. You know, they were driving manuals. They were driving with manual logs. Like, you got to write? What is writing? You know, every time I grab my cell phone. No. I know I got a lot of super truckers that are about to be like, see, that's why you're not a real truck driver. You're never gonna amount to anything, boy. I'll be like, wow, you like, calm down. Have you seen my skin tone? Don't call me boy now. It might get you in trouble, but they don't care. You know, they don't care. But no, I have recently saw something a little bit concerning when it comes down to trucking, and it's actually vehicles that I've driven once before in the military. And I've seen an uptick of military vehicles traveling around, and I'm looking at these young people and that were trained, and they look soft as heck. I'm not gonna lie. When I went into the military, I was the smallest guy. They probably were like, dude, what is this small fry? And then they chose me to do the obstacle course, and some dude tripped me in the beginning. They literally tripped. I was in first, and then some guy like was neck and neck, so he decided to trip me. And I caught up, but it was tough. Anyway, this is a sidetrack. I caught up anyway. I just want to let y'all know. Now, if they do that today, it ain't gonna happen. I was in high school. Today, I'm a grown man. Want to play games like that? All right. Hey, I know where you sleep at. Anyway, let's take these unsolicited attacks down a little bit. And let's talk about the uptick of military vehicles. I've seen them quite a bit on the highway, I do have to say. Maybe some of you have seen it. And I've been trucking for almost, literally next month, I believe, I'll be trucking for a total of 3 years. And in 3 years, my first year going over the road, I have not seen this amount of military vehicles ever. Never. I haven't seen them like we have like I have been now. And I just got a follow on Twitch, and I haven't I haven't been on Twitch in a long time, so I have no idea why I have a follow. Anyway, but yeah, it's kind of getting a little crazy to me. And so I've seen them at fuel islands. I've seen them in my personal vehicle. I'm just driving around. And typically, since I was in the military, it means that things are getting moved around for a reason. Put in different kind of outposts. I call them outposts. You can call them quarters or anything like that. I forgot what the heck we called it. It's been a long time, okay? But we used to move them around in order for like PMS, or is it one of them are what women do. I do apologize if that's what it is, PMS, or is it PSM? I think it's PSM. I don't know. But we would pretty much inspect it, drive it, do it in a convoy, just going down the interstate, and then we will fill them up, make sure that it's working. But these were not convoys. These ones are looking to be like moving them to certain positions, and that is a little bit concerning. So I do want to let you guys truckers know about that. Another thing that I have noticed is there ain't a whole lot of truck drivers on the road as much as I've seen. I've seen a lot of the consistent with the fuel. I've seen consistent within the food service. But when it comes down to, you know, over the road drivers, I've seen a lot more mega carriers than I have seen, OTR, excuse me, not OTR, but owner operators or lease operators, to be honest. Now, I might be wrong. Y'all can comment down below. We all know that after 2020, there was kind of like just a steady downgrade in the economy. And this video isn't to get you all like, oh my God, it's not for me to get y'all like that. It's more so for you to be aware of this. Pay down any debt. Pay down any debt that you can currently have to amount to zero. If you have credit cards, that's what I'm working on. Get them down to zero. If you have any kind of anything. Now, I got lucky, right? I opened a Robinhood account years ago, and I've been investing into AMC. And I bought AMC at one point like 2-3 years ago at $12 a share. And I only bought like 2 or 3 shares at that time. And then I got a huge investment back into me because it went up to $34, a few months later. And I just waited and I cashed out. And recently I got back into my investing gig, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and invest into AMC. And it was $2 a share, the lowest I've ever seen it before. And we all know that Hollywood is in shambles. We all know that movies aren't what they used to be. And I'm going to give you guys a hit. I'm not a financial advisor, but it's going to go back up, regardless of this meme that went out recently that plunged it into the outer space. So I bought quite a few shares at $2 a share at AMC. And I let it sit, and I was just like, I'm going to expect it to go up in so-and-so month, and then I'll sell it. Well, I woke up and I made like way over what I thought. And I sold it at its peak, or a little below its peak. And then what I did was I took the money that I originally invested, put it in my bank account, like I never even bought it, used that money, put some of it in a Roth IRA, and then I put some of that, the rest of that money back into that stock, and waited for that stock to get down again, and then it went back up. So I definitely have to say that if you don't want to be broke, you want to pay off the bills and stuff like that, stock is just like gambling, especially if you're doing what I did, which is day trading. I try to do the long game, but if I see an opportunity, I'm gonna take it. But if you guys are interested in that, I do have my personal link that I'll be having in the description. It's a Robinhood account. I've been using it for years, never had an issue with it, and made money on that app. I've lost money, but I definitely have gained it back over time. It is something that wait a sec, I just got an alert from Robinhood, so that was kind of crazy. I thought it was going to be alert that, hey, your stock went above this. So that is an option. Stocks are just like a casino, but it's less like it because, you have a better chance of making money. And I got lucky. I'm going to be honest. I got lucky. Somebody decided to start the meme again about GameStop and AMC, and they decided to put AMC in the meme. and my stock that I chose just hit right. You know, it's a game of luck and also time. So yeah, that link will be down below. It does help me. I do have to say, no money in regards, but it does help me get a card that I want. So if you don't have a stock exchange account, I highly suggest use my link down below. But back into trucking. This is a time where you can't play. This is a time where you don't buy your wants, you buy everything that you need. And I'm talking about from the smallest thing to like snacks. I have cut down on buying snacks, knowing that I have plenty over here. I have to focus my efforts into these snacks, get them all down. I got veggie chips and I'm sitting here like, dang, I really want the crunchy Lay's chips, but I'm over here eating the veggie chips because I bought them and I got to eat them. I got Nutri-Grain bars. I have all like peanuts, and I got the pistachios, and I got to eat all of these before I go over here. So I highly suggest that if you can live without it, you have to be honest with yourself. If you can live without it, live without it. Use the money that you probably, if you were about to go walk into a Starbucks and for $5, you're like, okay, let me go ahead and buy a coffee for $5, right? I highly suggest take that $5, put it into a savings account, put it into whatever. If you take $5 every single day and you just withdraw it every single day from your bank account and you don't even see it, I guarantee you'll be in a better place. That's what I'm going to be setting up. So look, this is a time in trucking that I've never personally seen before because I haven't been in this industry long enough, but I've seen that things go up and I've seen things go down. And what is a good thing can last for oh so long until it is taken away. So a lot of us have been blessed with a good position, a good job. That means it's time for us to focus on that good thing, that good job, and pay off any debt that you can currently have. Stop being broke. And I'm going to be honest with you. Right now, I'm not in the up and up. I'm not. I have financial debt. I count my car as financial debt. I count my credit cards as financial debt. Anything in my savings aren't really savings until I'm financially free. And a lot of y'all think that a mortgage is something that you're like, oh, well, you know what? A mortgage is, I'm financially really free. No, you're not. You're tied to a mortgage. You're tied to, how a property tax at the end of the year, HOA if you have one. We're seeing reports where people can barely pay their HOA fees or property tax. They're unable to do any of that. They can't even pay their car note because what was $300 when I first got my very first car and I was making payments on is now soaring above $1,000. That's a car payment. So I highly suggest that, hey, hard times are coming. The best person in this time is a person who is ready for them and can capitalize on it. So I wish I was in that predicament. I wish that I looked at AMC stock and was like, oh, okay, it's $2 a stock. Let me go ahead and buy it for $2. And let me tell you, if I bought it for $2 at $1,000, let me tell you how much I would have had. I would have had well over 10 grand. If I decided to just invest in AMC at $1,000 and I was just like, hey, this is extra money, I would have had over 10 grand. And it's a lessons learned. If you see an opportunity like that, it's something that you should capitalize on, but you should be in the position to. So like I said, this is a time period where people think that, okay, hey, I can't invest my money in that. I can't invest but time and time again, I asked my dad, why didn't you invest in Walmart when it first came out? Why didn't you invest in Amazon when it first came out? He was just like, I didn't think it would be something, And at this time, I knew NVIDIA. I knew NVIDIA was going to be something because it's in my computer. A lot of y'all need to start investing in the things that you have. I have a car, and maybe look into the company that I work for, even my own company, so it is time to capitalize on the time that we have right now. If you have a trucking job, thank God for it, and start working hard and diversifying your money into multi amounts of assets. It is not time to start getting yourself in debt. It is not time for you to sit here and think like, I got time. Act as if every day might be your last, but you want to do your best that day. So you could be like, hey, I'm proud of myself. I'm happy about myself. But guys, seriously, trucking industry is not looking so good right now. It's looking a little sick. Hey, the only medicine that we're ever going to get is going to be self-prescribing what we need to do right now, which is grind hard and make sure that you can stay on the up and up when everything falls down. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will catch all of you champs in the next one. Peace.